If you clicked on this video, chances are you're feeling stuck in your career. You've got a job that covers the bills, but drains your energy, your joy, and maybe even your sense of self. Maybe you dread Mondays more than you used to. Maybe by 10 a.m., you're already running on empty, wondering if it's burnout or boredom or both. You have the title, the paycheck, the packed calendar, but deep down, it's not enough anymore because you want more and you know you deserve more. That feeling you keep trying to quiet, it's not something to ignore or push down. It's a signal, a wise, powerful one, telling you it's time for something different, something more aligned with who you are now, not who you were 5 years ago. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't about burning it all down or quitting on a whim. It's about asking the harder, more important question. What if you were brave enough to start over in a way that's true to you? And today I'm going to show you just how to do that. But first, if you're new here, hi, I'm Elizabeth, a former United Nations Senior Advisor advising world leaders and Fortune 500 CEOs. I'm also the author of the book, Human Skills, The Power to Connect and Navigate Workplace Differences. This channel is all about helping you succeed and thrive in your career with honesty, humanity, and a little rebellion against the status quo. So if you are navigating workplace challenges, questioning your path, or just ready to achieve more, you are in the right place. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video that might just change everything for you. Let's get into it. Today, we're talking about how to start over without throwing your entire life away. But first, let's just get clear on what that actually means. Starting over isn't about quitting your job, selling everything, and moving to a remote island. Although, let's be honest, on some days that sounds very tempting. And it's not about making a dramatic overnight change just to feel something different, such as walking out of a meeting and never going back. It's something deeper, more intentional. At its core, starting over is about realignment, coming back to what truly matters to you, your values, your goals, the version of you that's been on hold for far too long. And this is where human skills come in, because starting over doesn't require a full reinvention. It requires reconnection. And there are specific learnable human skills that can help you feel strong enough, clear enough, and grounded enough to take the next step, even when you're not sure where it's leading. So let me walk you through the 3 foundational human skills that will help you to reconnect with who you are, clarify what you want, and move forward with intention. Human skill 1, self-awareness. The human skill that starts it all. Self-awareness isn't just about knowing yourself. It's the foundation for real change. Because with greater self-awareness comes the courage to stop pretending you're fine when you're not. And that's the first true step towards taking action. Most of us are so used to coping, we don't even realize we're doing it. We override discomfort. We rationalize misalignment. We keep moving forward because slowing down to feel would mean facing the fact that something isn't working. But here's the thing. Ignoring that quiet inner unrest doesn't make it go away. It just gets buried under layers of performance and pressure until eventually it shows up as burnout, resentment, or complete disconnection. Self-awareness interrupts that cycle. It gives you the language to name what you're experiencing, not just the symptoms, but the source. It helps you spot the stories you've been telling yourself. I should be grateful. This is how it is. I don't have the luxury to want more. And once you can see those stories for what they are, defense mechanism, not truth, you finally create space for something new. And here's why this matters. You can't change what you haven't named. I'm going to repeat that again. You can't change what you haven't named. In other words, you can't ask for what you need if you haven't made contact with it yourself. That's why self-awareness is a power skill. And it's often the bravest thing you can do in a world that rewards staying quiet and staying put. Because the moment you stop pretending, the moment you allow the truth to surface, you are no longer stuck. You are just standing at the beginning. And that's where real transformation begins. Human skill 2, courage, the willingness to act even when you're afraid. If self-awareness is where change begins, courage is what carries it forward. Because once you know something needs to shift, whether it's your role, your boundaries, your path, or your pace, you're met with a choice. Stay put and safe in the familiar, or step forward into the unknown. And that moment, that's where most of us freeze, because we've been taught to measure our worth by stability, to seek safety in certainty, to fear being seen as someone who doesn't have it all figured out. So even when something inside us says, this isn't it anymore, we hesitate. We wait for clarity to feel more comfortable. We wait for fear to go away as if that's the sign we're ready. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to move forward with it. It's asking for the conversation you've been avoiding. It's telling the truth even when your voice shakes. It's exploring the new, the uncertain, the different, not because you know it's going to work out, but because you're sure staying stuck is no longer an option. And courage doesn't have to look dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. It's closing your laptop at a reasonable hour. It's saying, I'm not okay, to someone who trusts you and whom you trust. It's admitting finally that what once worked no longer does. Courage is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows through practice, through choosing integrity over approval, truth over comfort, and progress over perfection. And here's the beauty of it. Every time you act from courage, you build trust with yourself. And that trust, that's what makes the next brave step just a little bit easier. Human skill 3, resilience, sticking with the hard things without losing yourself. If self-awareness is where change begins and courage is how we take the first step, resilience is what helps us to keep going when things get hard, and trust me, they will get hard. Because no matter how clear your decision or how brave your leap, there will be moments of doubt. Moments when you feel like nothing is happening fast enough. When you question your timing, your choices, even your worth. This is where many people give up, by the way, not because they weren't capable, but because they expected the path to feel easier once they finally made the change. Resilience isn't about pushing through at all costs. It's not about staying strong and being unshakable. It's about learning how to stay present with the discomfort of growth without letting it define you. It's about having the capacity to fall apart a little and still keep going, to take rest seriously, to ask for help without shame, to give yourself grace in the middle when the outcome is still unclear. I know we live in a culture that glorifies breakthrough, but what actually matters is your capacity to stay in the process. And here's what makes resilience a human skill, not just a trait. It's built through practice, by noticing your inner critic and choosing to not let it lead, by returning to your values when the noise around gets louder, by learning how to recover, not perfectly, but consistently. Resilience isn't what makes you invincible, it's what makes you human and able to begin again as many times as it takes. So there you have it. Starting over doesn't mean having a master plan or figuring it out all perfectly. It's not a total reinvention, and it doesn't mean waiting until you're fearless or fully certain. What it does mean, though, is asking yourself, what if I was brave enough to start over? And then it takes human skills, 3 of which we covered today to help you move forward. Simple in concept, but powerful in practice. Self-awareness, to tell yourself the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Courage to act on that truth even when fear tries to hold you back. Resilience to stay with the process even when the outcome is still unclear. And if you're still here, still listening, still curious, then some part of you already knows that you are ready for something more. You owe it to yourself to chase those dreams, to go after what truly inspires you, to give yourself that chance before you settle, before you give up, before the what if turns into if only. Thanks for watching. I hope these ideas help you feel a little bit braver about starting over on your own terms. I would love to hear from you. What's one small step you're ready to take towards something new? And if you are truly brave, what would you do differently? Drop your comments in the section below. Let's support each other on this journey. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.